I'm going to show you my apartment. Right here's the bedroom. Here's my bedroom. As you see, there is no bed. I got a computer there, and with the keys missing, and it's an older computer, so it's a 1.6 gigahertz with a 1 gigabyte of RAM, and it's a IBM ThinkPad. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? And hopefully I'll get another gigabyte soon. Here's my more expensive computer. It cost me like $550, but it don't work right now. I don't know what happened. I gotta get it fixed. It's the program. It's Windows. It's got Windows 8, and it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's at 3.2 gigahertz speed. But it don't work right now. I gotta get it fixed. There's my modem, and there's Wi-Fi, and there's a printer over there, but it didn't come with ink, so I'm selling it. But this is my possessions right here. Got a few DVDs, and this is my room. And it's an apartment that Goodwill got me. But that's it. You can look outside and you can see the dumpster. You can see the dumpster down over there and sidewalk, and there's woods over there. It's about a square block of woods, and as soon as you go into the woods, it's got a real deep, really steep sides to it, to both sides. This side, and when you go up on the other side, it's a square block. It's a block by a block, by a block by a block, square block of woods, and the walls are steep. They go down almost into a V, but this is my apartment, and as you can see, I don't have hardly anything in here because I lost everything. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you open the doors and the cupboards are bare. And that used to be my toilet stool of my house that I grew up and lived in. And there's a light switch on, off. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Whoops. Okay. But here's another closet. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? How's that? And as you can see, the cupboard's bare. There too. Boy, these are steel louver doors. Make a lot of sound. This door, and it's this is like a furnace nook, because right here's louver doors with a furnace in there. The furnace. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? I don't know where to keep the water heater. Maybe it's one of those tankless water heaters. I don't know. This is the furnace. And this is a louver door where they keep. It's like a little closet. This is like a little nook that, see, out of the bedroom right here. And this is the bedroom. And this is like a little furnace nook with a closet on the side. So it's probably like a linen closet right there for this bathroom. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? This bathroom's a mirror. And there's a mirror right there, and there I am. Hi. But that's all I got right there. I got two towels. I got a towel and a dish towel and a washcloth I found But and a partial washcloth there, and a tub, and that's basically it, man. I got some soap there and some antiperspirant and combs and toothbrushes. Right there, I got a plaque for a plaque string thing. But there's a sink, and that's what I got. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Right there. Right here's the fuse box. Or no, it's not fuse, it's what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Circuit breaker. Circuit breaker, and there's the fire alarm. And right here's like a I think you'd use this. See, I stepped out of that doorway right there. Out of the furnace nook. And this is a one-bedroom apartment, and there's the bedroom over there. And I think this would be used as a. See, this is the kitchen. This is a kitchen. And it's got this opening here to the kitchen on the wall, and then it's got like a what do you call it? The dining area. This would be the dining area. See, there's a furnace up there, or the ductwork, the light, and then we go to the kitchen, which is right here. See, there's the kitchen. This is a kitchen nook. Okay, refrigerator over there, and some cupboards. And here's my food I got. And here's what I got in my freezer: some pizzas. And some ice cream. And what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Here I got in the refrigerator, got some chip dip and some that's non-dairy chocolate milk and non-dairy white milk. I just started drinking because it's more healthy for you. Non-dairy. See, it's almond milk. That's chocolate milk, and that's white milk, almond milk. Chocolate almond milk, and white almond milk. And I just use when I was drinking milk from a cow, I always saved the containers, so I just I empty and clean it, and then re-put almond milk in each one, almond chocolate and almond white. And keep my pizza down there. And can't live without pizza, man. But some bananas and bread up there and bagels. But and some snacks and breakfast cereal and some Fritos. And that's basically the kitchen. Is you got the switches here. You got a. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? You got the light switch there. The middle one is light right there. It's like up there. Okay, and then this one's a garbage disposal. So I usually turn the water on like that, then hit the garbage disposal, and do that once in a while. And that's the sink. I got a couple glasses I was lucky to have, and some potato chips, and there's a dishwasher here, but I never use it. I don't need to. And then under the sink, there's the garbage disposal, and cupboards under the sink and plumbing. I got a drawer right here. Drawer right there. There's nothing in it. I don't store anything. I don't have anything to store. See, nothing to store except for old containers. They're all empty. And then they got a hood. They got a vent hood for the stove, and a little countertop there with a stove and oven. See, the oven and stove. I use that for my pizza sandwich. Okay. But that's basically it. I got some cupboards up there, but they're empty because in this closet's empty, of course. And that's my kitchen. It's my kitchen, but it's better than nothing. And then what I have in my belongings is here. Got some clothes in there, some shirts, and then this was my dog carrier that I got just before I got told to leave by the cops of my house that I lived from 1958 when I was born. I lived in my house from 1958 when I was born. It was a family house, and then in 2014 I had to leave at the end of June. At the end of June 2014, I had to leave. And I'll tell you why in the rest of this video. Right there's my dog waterers and my dog feeders, but I had to give my dogs up. I had to give them up, and they were all. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? I had a Jack Russell, 11 years old, and a purebred Scotty, black Scotty, which is 8. And then that Scotty had a Chihuahua because the Chihuahua got in the yard, and so I had a Chihuahua Scotty, and that's 1 year old. And I'll tell you more about that, why I had to give him up. But right there's the dumpster, and right there's the balcony. Got a little balcony with air. It's got air. Right there's the woods. See right there with a sliding glass exit to the balcony. And actually, he's pretty good. I mean, it's real cheap. Last month, and Michigan gets cold, man. Last month, I paid my bill was $20 for the whole month because I only use a laptop and refrigerator, and then cook in the oven my pizzas. Right there's the door, some bags from Myers, and right there's my talking thermometer. I managed to save that, get that too. But when I was told to leave, I didn't have a van or nothing. And when I was told to leave by the cops, and the city and the dog pound, they all told me I had to leave my house. So then I came back because I didn't have anywhere else to go. So I came back against the cops. They told me, and stayed in the house 2 more days until I got a van. And then after I got the van, me and my dogs, my 3 dogs, lived in a van. I had them, first time on a leash, I had them all leashed to the seat, the bottom part of the seat where the steel is. Had them all leashed to that so they can come in and out the van as they please. And I didn't have a job, so I don't have a job right now. And I didn't have a job then, so what we did is we lived just off the property in the van, and the neighbors across the street called the cops. Oh, the guy's living on the van. And so they came for a second time, because the first time when the city condemned the house, whenever a city condemns a house, you can't stay there no more. You can go back to repair, but you can't stay there. So what the city told me is I could stay there. I could come to the house, and as long as I'm repairing it, and it's not at night, like from 7 or 8 o'clock at night till 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, as long as it's not within, like those kind of hours. They didn't say specifically, but as long as it's not at night where I'm sleeping, they didn't want no one sleeping in a condemned house. So they said that me and my dogs could stay, or my dogs could stay there, and I could come there as long as I was repairing the house. So I just stayed there, but then, and that was on April 10th of 2014. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? April 10th. So I was my house got condemned. Before that, though, before our house got condemned, like I said, I was born there, born in the house, and what happened is I didn't have a job for a while. I was on food stamps, state aid, and trying to figure out how I could make an income. So, because I was a landlord from 86 to 92, I was a landlord. I owned 5 duplexes, and I rented them out to people. So I was a landlord for 6 years, from 86 to 92. In 92, I filed bankruptcy and rejected the properties. And when you reject them, that means you no longer have anything to do with them, and you can't be liable for any of the properties. So that's what I did. And then it got to where I was unemployed, and then on food stamps, and the city would pay my gas and electric just a certain amount, just to keep it on, gas and electric on, and then it built up an account where I was owing almost $4,000, and then DHS said that I had to pay a certain amount, which was $1,700 or something like that, and I didn't have a job, so I couldn't do that. So it was shut off. I guess. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Actually, it was shut off. I lived there and this was in the winter too. I lived there without gas and electric for like 3 or 4 months, and me and my dogs lived in a bathroom on a cot in a bathroom. My bathroom was like 5 foot by 8 foot, I think it was. 5 foot by 8, including the bathtub. But so there's very little room, just enough room for that cot, and me and my dogs slept on there. And my dogs kept me warm, and plus I had some blankets. But so, and it got down to like 5 below zero that winter. And was that 2011? It was in 2011, 2010, 2011, that winter. I lived without gas and electric in the bathroom. What I did is I turned on the hot water, because once the gas and electric was turned off, the consumer said that they didn't know that it was a gas water heater, and they didn't know the gas water heater would stay on. Otherwise, they would have turned off the gas, but they never turned off the gas. So I had a source of heat, which was I turned it on every hour on the hour, and sometimes more than that. And sometimes I accidentally fall asleep with it on. And but that would keep it nice and warm, even when it got 5 below zero outside. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna start making some money now. And but first I gotta take care of this consumer's bill, which is around $4,000. And the only way I could do that is to file bankruptcy. So that was the 3rd time I filed bankruptcy in 2011, but I didn't have the money to file bankruptcy, so I didn't have any money to file bankruptcy, and it's gonna. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? It was gonna cost like $900, and so I went to the local church where my dad used to always go, and told him the situation. And I was emotional, but told him the situation, and he didn't help me right away, but then he decided he's going to help me. So he just did a favor for the lawyer, and I got my bankruptcy. So I got out of debt. So I owe no one nothing. And whoever the house I had a $75,000 mortgage, but by the time that I was foreclosed on, I owed $77,000. So $77,000, and most houses in that area only sold for $20,000 to $30,000, $20,000 to $30,000, and I had a $77,000 mortgage on it. Plus, I didn't pay city taxes for the house. I didn't pay city taxes from 2007 to 2014, which that amounted to around $17,000 by the time I was told I had to leave because it was condemned. Well, before that, what I did is I made like this living room. I made like this living room, but in my house, I made like a wall across like here. Made that a bedroom, okay? And like this kitchen if this wall, in this kitchen, if this wall wasn't there, where it's like a half wall right there, okay, I made this whole part a bedroom. So I had 2 more bedrooms. It was originally a 3-bedroom house. So I had the 3 plus the 2, so that's 5 bedrooms. And I slept in one. So I rented out 4 of them. I rented out 4 bedrooms. And now, like I said, I was a landlord from '86 to '92. I knew what I was doing. And I built, what I did is I built a wall, like where I'm free to go through here. I'd build a wall there and put a door right there and put the wiring in. And then to the hallway, I put a wall and put the wiring in. Put the walls and wiring in, put the stud work in, and did the drywall. And redid like the ceiling. I put a light rack right there, but it had all control with switches and stuff. I did the wiring, which is perfectly okay as long as you don't rent your house out. Once you rent your house out, it becomes a different game. It's a different game once you rent it out, because now it's income property. And so I had one pissed off renter because he got drunk and all the time, and he was hard to deal with. And other than that, when he wasn't drunk, we were real cool. He thought I was his friend. As a matter of fact, when he says, "Oh, we're friends," and I said, "Well, I can't be your friend because of the alcohol." So we got rid of his first girlfriend, and then she got her to leave, and then that was our mistake, because she's the one that kept him under control. Okay, so he got another girlfriend, and that girlfriend got in a fight with her. So she called the cops on him, and he went to jail. And she had a restraining order, and he couldn't come back in here no more. And said she wasn't his girlfriend anyway, and never was. And all she wanted to do is have a place to stay. So then later on, a couple days later, she went to jail for something to do with a meth lab, connections to a meth lab. But I guess that was found not guilty or something. I don't know. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? She's out of jail. But and so was he after a few days, for like a couple days. But he couldn't come back there because she had a restraining order. So, and he lived down the street with this other guy that was fixing the house for another guy. But and he was renting it to him and others. And what they did is they filed the papers with the city, and said that the condition of the house and that it's a rental, and that I don't have it registered as rental. I didn't have it registered as rental. So I had I'm popping out of the closet. I had to have an inspection, because once there's a complaint made like that, you have to have a city inspection. So I let him in. I thought, I didn't think in a million years it'd be condemned, but I let him in, let the 2 inspectors in, and checked it out and said, yeah, this is condemned, because of all the building I did, the rooms, the 2 rooms I built. And they didn't say that. They didn't say that was the main reason, but that was because of the wiring. They said that all the wiring is not to code, because there was no permit. There was no city permit. Even when I had it professionally done, all the other wiring had professionally done. The house got condemned, and then I was told to leave. And what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? By an electrician, and I had paperwork to that, but they said, well, you gotta file a permit anytime you do anything, like build the walls to this. They can build the walls and make a bedroom out of it, and the wiring, and then like the kitchen, build a wall and wiring, had to have a permit for all that. And then also way before that, 1999, is when I built a garage, attached garage to my house. The only permit I ever got from the city ever is a permit to lay the slab for that garage, not for the breezeway and not for the garage on top. So they had so much against me, I had to leave. But because I did wiring also in that, I did wiring in the breezeway and the garage. I had wiring, and plus I built it all without a permit, and then so they condemned it. They had like 4 pages of stuff that is condemned, out of code. It's they use the term dirty all the time. They really dog you on that when they want to really ream you. They just dog you. Because I always kept my house clean. But and matter of fact, he said that the bedroom was, or the bathroom was dirty, and the guy that was getting drunk all the time, he's around 52 years old or so, and he was in prison a couple stretches in prison, and he had a certificate of janitorial and using bleach, and he used real strong bleach all the time. I'm going, man, you use a lot of bleach. That's when he told me he had certificates showing that he knew what he was doing. And house got condemned, and then I was told to leave. And what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? So just before, it was like a day or 2 days, probably 3 days before the city inspection, they cleaned that bathroom all up with bleach, him and his girlfriend. And it wasn't his girlfriend, it was just a girl that lived with him. But that's what happened. So he filed papers, the city came over and condemned it. I stayed there until like first part of June, and then when I got my van in June on my birthday, June 1958, I got the I'm popping out of the closet, van. Then I lived outside in the van with my dogs, and what happened is I had to I had to leave at the end of June because the neighbor called the cops saying I was living out of my van, and not only that, the house was condemned, and I couldn't live there, so the cops said yeah, I had to leave because I didn't own that property either, so that I was staying on. So I left. He said I had an hour to leave, so I left, and just a second. I'm popping out of the closet, House got condemned, and then I was told to leave. And what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Okay, so I left in the van with my dogs, and what I did is I stopped at Myers parking lot one night, me and my dogs, and then another night, because I was reading up on the internet where what homeless people do and how they get around living, and so what I did is I slept in Myers parking lot, and then I slept in Snap Fitness parking lot because I had a free membership there where I could take a shower and exercise any time of the day or night, and so my dogs would stay out in the van, and I would go in there and take a shower, and we'd sleep in the van. So we did that for a week or so, or not even a week or so. It was like a few days. Had the cops calling me there, and because I was sleeping out in the back of the Snap Fitness, and so I had the cops call on me there, and they said, well, you got the membership, so I can't tell you to leave, but he said you really shouldn't park where normal members park, which is in the front. So then I started parking in the front. So then Snap Fitness says we can't let you do this. We can't let you live in a parking lot. So they took my membership, so I had to leave there. So then I started living in what do you call it? carpool places where people park on the off the highway into it's called a carpool, and they carpool to work or to wherever they're going. So you get 5 or 6 cars that meet there, and they get in one car and go to work or wherever they're going to go. And that's called a carpool. And then the cops started saying I had to leave there, and I left to another one. And a couple days later, I was told to leave there. And then I asked a person in Goodwill, because I was going back and forth to Goodwill to see how it can get me someplace to live again. And they said, well, go to the truck stop. So I went to the truck stop and lived there for a couple weeks. But there are certain days that people who work at that truck stop will turn you in. So, because I got word of that, because I met another homeless family. God, I couldn't believe it. They lived out of a car, and there's like 3 of them, and in the winter, and they lived out of a car. But they told me about the guy that turned you in, so I tried to stay away from there as much as I could. And then it got to be in August 1st. I gave up my dogs to the kennel on no kill kennel, and they said they don't kill the animals. So, but they do sell them. So after a few days, well, after actually a couple weeks, they had to spay them, make them so they can't get pregnant, and so they had to recover from that. And then they were up for sale, so I don't know if they're there or not, still. It's going to cost me probably $300 or so a dog, so around $1,000 to get my 3 dogs back, if they're still there. And I can visit them, but I don't like visiting them because it makes me sad. I love them. I'm popping out of the closet, I want to miss it. I don't want to have to leave without them. And it's more sad than being happy when you have to leave your loved ones behind. But yeah, so I had to give them up on August the 1st because August the 1st, and so I signed them over to the kennel, and then I went down to the Mission, which is downtown. People who can't afford to live anywhere, so they live there, and or people who gets on drugs or alcoholic people, they live there because they don't have anywhere else to stay, or they can't afford a place because of their alcohol and drug problem or whatever problem they have, and they live down at the Mission. But so I lived at the Mission from August to October. August and September. I lived there August, September, and a few days in October of 2014. Then they got me this apartment, and I went back to my house. In October the 10th, I think it was, or 8th, and to get my bed. And as you see, I didn't get it because when I went back to my house, the city had already they've already contracted out to tear the house down. They call it raising the house, but it's to tear your house down, and it was already all torn down except for the basement part of it. I'm going, God, I was in shock. If it's not your house, you don't understand. But if it's your house, you understand. Because the same thing happened to my neighbor. And it didn't really affect me at all. Because the city goes in there with a backhoe and with a thumb on it or a clamp, and just clamp on your house, put it in a big-ass truck, and then do that several times and to take your house to the dump. And they do it all the way down to the foundation. And what they did is they took out the basement walls. And when I saw it, they had the basement walls there, and half the garage was standing in one corner, like that corner of this room. That's what the roof was gone, and just that wall, just 2 walls standing. And But then a couple days later, that was all torn down and the foundation ripped up. And that breezeway and garage that I built, the foundation was all torn up and taken away to the dump. And the basement walls were all taken out, and the basement floor was taken out with the backhoe and to the dump. And then it was filled in. So a couple days later, it was done, and my house was filled in. And all this is a lot, like the one next door. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Well, there was a house and a garage next door, but they did the same thing to that house as they did mine. But they did it before that, before my house. But so that's just a lot there now, and that's where I stand. I got a van, and I lost all my possessions because when I went back, it was all torn down. So before they tear a house down, they have someone go in there and gut it and take everything out, like the furnace and all your belongings and everything, and take out the windows. And so I lost everything, all my clothes, all but just a few clothes right there, and a few clothes right here, a couple, like 5 or 6 jeans and 8 or 9 t-shirts, and what I was wearing. But yeah, that's how I lost everything. That's when I went back, because I had everything boxed up. When I went back after the cops told me not to go back, I boxed everything up, and 2 days later I had the van, living out of the van, and then I was going back and forth to Goodwill to find me a house and or an apartment to live in. And well, in the meantime, I had to go to the homeless shelter downtown, and so I stayed there until like October the 6th, I think, or 8th, something like that. October 6th or 8th of 2014, and I'm popping out of the closet, popping out of the closet. So that's how I lost everything. And I had all kinds of stuff. I lost everything, all my tools, all my DVDs, all my clothes, all my bed and dressers, and not to mention my lawnmower, and I lost everything. So my computer, I got that when I went back, and my laptop. But yep, I know what it is to lose everything now. And I was always afraid a tornado would do it. I was always afraid of a tornado. I was never afraid of the city. And I was always afraid a damn tornado would come and take out everything. But you'd have insurance, but I didn't have insurance anyway in the house. I was living off of what I could make when I rented out, which was easy. It was easy to rent it out, and rent out the 4 bedrooms. And I was charging $200 to $250 a month for a bedroom, all utilities included, in gas, electric, water, everything included. And it was easy. It was easy to rent out. So I did. That's what I did. I rented it out. I just got in trouble by the city because you can do all that stuff without permits if you don't rent it out. Because then they have no reason to come in there and do anything, any type of inspection. And but once someone files on you, then they have a reason. And that's like I said, right here in my bedroom, I don't have a bed. I haven't slept on a bed in a while. When I was down to Mission, I slept on it was on well, Bob Barker donates these. They look like wrestling mats. So you sleep on wrestling mats. We got like hundreds of wrestling mats that each person sleeps on one, and in one room, and then in another room, they have them up like bunk beds. You got the lower one, and then you got the upper one. So you got 2 bunk beds. There's like up to, I think you can sleep up to 100 and so people in that room. But it's got these steel lockers. So when people get a job and start going to work, like at 5 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and like that, everybody's opening up them damn steel lockers and you can't sleep. Man, I didn't sleep hardly at all when I was there. I mean, I got an hour or so sleep when I was down there. Not only from that, but from people snoring and from my situation. I was dead tired, man, when I got to this apartment. And even when I was dead tired, I had a hard time adjusting to sleeping on the floor. I mean, you know, I sleep on the floor today. You know, today is 4/10/2015. I'm popping out of the closet, popping out of the closet. I sleep on the floor today. Right there's my pillow, right there's my blanket. That's all I really have is one pillow, one blanket. And I have that towel, like I said, I have a towel, and I have a washcloth, and I have that dish towel. That's basically it. I don't have much. I said I lost everything because the city condemned my house and then tore it down. I had to leave before that. And like I said, when I slipped down to Mission, it's hard to sleep there because you're sleeping with, 7,500 other guys, and some of them have jobs. Let's say 10 or 15 have jobs. Every time they gotta get up, you can hear them lockers open and shutting. No matter how quiet you try to be, because I was one of them. I got a job for a while and then I lost that. But open up them damn lockers, man, and just not only that, people snoring, man, can't get used to that. Jeez, can't get used to that. And then you all eat together 3 times a day usually. You all eat together, and someone don't like something, it's a bitch, but because you're all in the same area, and you got certain times you gotta do certain things, like certain times you gotta go to bed, and certain times you gotta be up and out, and certain times you eat, and it's like being in the military or being in jail. It's like being in the military jail, but you can't get out of there until you get a job, or if you get help, or like I got a job and I got help with Goodwill. Then I didn't have a job, and then that's where I'm at now. I'm 40. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? It's 4/10/2015. I don't have a job, and I don't. So I'm looking on the internet to make a living, hopefully. But Goodwill helped me out, and they have a housing department. I guess it's not Goodwill, but it's in the Goodwill building, and I guess Goodwill isn't the one. The housing is just the housing upstairs, where Goodwill's downstairs. So I guess they're not connected. But yeah, I had to live down there for about 2 months, and the house got condemned, and then I was told to leave. And what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Man, that wasn't easy, especially when I wasn't getting no sleep, and I was working 6 days a week, but that's where I'm at. Today is 4/10/2015. I'm popping out of the closet, popping out of the closet. The house got condemned, and then I was told to leave. Oh yeah, there's the woods, and there's my van over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there it is. It's next to the dumpster because I parked there so I can, kind of watch it. Goes do. All big vehicles get not very good gas mileage. Like I guess the semi-trailers only get like 3 to 4 miles per gallon. Them semi-trailers, because they're hauling loads, and they got that big. Even if it's empty, it's heavy. That big tractor trailers. But that's where I'm at, and I want to get my dogs back. It's gonna cost me probably around $1,000 to do that, to get my dogs back. But I wanna be in my own house, so I don't want to be in an apartment. I don't want to be in an apartment where my dogs will tear it up. I mean, you know, they're not vicious or nothing. I mean, they'll lick you to death. But as far as pissing and shitting, I'd have to I have to retrain them because they're in a new area and they're no longer in their house. And the house is ideal because, like this sliding glass door, it would have steps down to the yard, or actually mine was almost ground level, so it only had two. It only had like 2 steps to dog my little doggies, because they're only 20-pound doggies. They only had 2 steps to go down or up. So, what happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? Then it had a fence. My front yard was all fenced in, so all I had to do was let them out, and then let them back in. That's ideal. Here you have to put them on a leash and walk them around. And it's just a whole different story, and so you have to be with them all the time. Where there, I just open the door and let them out. Let them stay as long as they want to stay outside, and then come on in. They know what want to go outside, go potty meant. So I said, want to go outside, go potty all the time, and they knew exactly what that meant. All I do is open the door, let them out, and they'd be in the front yard. And male people would give them treats and stuff like that. They loved my dogs, just like I did. But yeah, here's my empty apartment. And I was born on June 6th, or yeah, right, June 19th, 1958, and I stayed in my house until the middle part of June, until June 19th, 2014. June 19, 2014, when I left my house into the van, and I stayed there until the end of June when the neighbors called the cops on me, and then I had to leave there and did I lived in carpool places and truck stop, but then I gave the dogs up and then went to the mission and stayed there for 2 months. Goodwill or the housing department got me this apartment. I had a job at the time, lost the job, and now I'm zero income again. So I have to make an income source. And right now the rent's only $50 because Goodwill pays the other $450, and then the gas and electric I have to pay. The water is included in the rent. Water and garbage is included in the rent. I pay the gas and electric, so. But that's only until the end of September. It's only until 30th of September 2015. So I have to get out of here. Otherwise, I'm popping out of the closet. Popping out of the closet. If I don't, then I have to pay the full full rent of $500 plus gas and electric, and plus like insurance in the car and gas for the car or truck or van. I mean, so that's where I'm at. I'm hoping to make some income. I'm following King Human. My YouTube channel is called King Human Fan. Okay, so I'm following King Human because he made his millions, and he still makes millions on the internet, and that's why I'm following. And he likes to gamble. He goes to Vegas twice a month because he makes millions on the internet doing several different things. But he says he's retired, and he only works like 4 hours a month or something like that, and he still makes over $1 million a year. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? But so that's why he says he's retired. But that's my YouTube channel, King Human Fan, and hopefully everybody watches my videos and make a little bit of money there. I'm hoping, and I need to get a place, a house to live in, and then get my dogs back. which is going to cost around $1,000, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just, I was really stressed out. I was really stressed out before I got to this apartment, man, because being homeless, man, it just does that to you. But today is 4/10/2015. What happened to the light? Where's the light at? How come the light went out? What happened? What's going on? My house got condemned, and then I was told to leave. I'm popping out of the closet. Popping out of the closet.